Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Virgo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link. My official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Virgo, I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one is going to be from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, which is a brand new deck, and I love it. I hope you do too. And the tarot will be, I don't have the box for this one, but it's the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. The cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Angel, Spirits, Guides, what messages do you have for Virgo, please? Thank you. One more. Oh. So, one more, please, Spirit. There we go. And 3 cards on the ground from the Oracle deck, 3 cards from the Tarot deck. Wow. Okay. 6 cards on the table. There is no past, present, future for this reading. It's just the general messages that want to come out. So the first card we start off with is a number 6. The 6s correspond to the Lover's card in the Major Arcana. That's Gemini energy. You could be dealing with a Gemini or have prominent Gemini placements in your chart. But overall, the Lover's card kind of talks about divine partnership and divine union, or this sense that we're at this choice point where we could go down this path of doing something that we love, embodying something that we love. And the word is patience. Patience. So, you know, I'm looking at these two kind of statuesque, that's really interesting. Spirit just gave me a very old, I guess it's old at this point, at least 20 years, I think. Maybe not 20 years, maybe 15 years, of a Doctor Who episode, which, if maybe you don't watch that show, but in its heyday in the recent past, like, Doctor Who is just everything, right? Doctor Who has been around for a very long time, but I'm talking about the new iterations of the show. There's this kind of, I guess you could call it, nemesis or monsters on the show, and they're called the Weeping Angels. And the thing about the Weeping Angels is that they are kind of statuesque, and it's almost like they can't move if you're looking at them. So for them to be observed is for them to be kind of trapped. And for some reason, Spirit is bringing up that very specific reference, because it was almost like in that show, if you broke, like if you blinked, I think actually the first episode where the Weeping Angels made their appearance, the episode was called Blink. So that could have some relevance to you. Now I hear like the band Blink 182. That could also have a reference. But you couldn't, if you blinked, they could move. They could move whenever they are not being observed, they can move. That's what their power is. And what they would do is they would like kind of touch you or grab hold of you and then like transport you back in time. And it was like stealing years of your life, right? That's why they were so scary. It seems like a very innocuous kind of monster for a television show, but wow, the Weeping Angels were really, really scary. And it's not to say that I'm seeing scariness, but I'm being reminded of the Weeping Angels. So it's kind of like You know, it's not to say that your archangels are crying. Your archangels are strong. But it's this sense, though, that, you know, maybe there's been some path in your life that you yourself are grieving or putting into the past. You're trying to start something new, and your angels are kind of like there with you, right? It's almost like whatever you're feeling in terms of grief or lament or sadness, your angels are there with you. They're kind of by your side, right? Because not everything in life can be what we would consider positive, because that's just living a human life. But I feel like they're beside you. And I also want to draw attention to the character in the middle, who seems to be, or appears to be, holding a staff or a wand of sorts. It's like almost like a trident. And that's relevant because it's clarified by the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is brand new beginning. It's like this initiation, spark of creativity, this sense of inspiration. It's just like inspiration striking. Strike while the iron is hot, Spirit just said. So it's like Spirit is giving you this brand new beginning, and you're taking it. The card is in the upright. Aces always bring new energy from Spirit, and you're taking hold of it. It's almost like Spirit's giving it to you, and Virgo is saying thank you. Like, I'm really going to embrace this new beginning. But it's not without its lament. It's not without its sadness for something. Sadness for something. But one card is patience. So that reminds me of Sagittarius. Sagittarian energy, and the Temperance card, which talks all about patience and transmutation. Taking that sadness and transforming it, transmuting it into something you can use, into something that is productive and worthy and worthwhile. It's like taking your hardships and turning them into strengths. And we've all done it. We've had to. At some point in our life, we've struggled with something, and we've had to turn it around. Unless you have absolutely no coping skills, which most people have coping skills. Some people don't, but a lot of people do. It's called growing up. It's called maturity. It's called life experience. I see a lot of life experience, but, you know, holding strong to this new wand. Can I get a clarifier, please? What is this brand new beginning? What is it all about? High Priestess in reverse, kind of getting back to our spiritual roots, our cosmic roots. High Priestess, number 2 of the major arcana, Pisces energy. High Priestess, very psychic, very intuitive, sits at the veil between worlds, sees all, says nothing. Mute, but all-knowing. Mute, but all-knowing. One foot in this world, one foot in the spiritual. You can't pull anything past High Priestess energy. So I was asking Spirit, what is this new beginning? The card is in reverse for you. It's kind of like saying, back on the path, back on the spiritual path, back on the path where we're listening to our inner compass, our inner guidance system, our intuition. Maybe for some reason you've strayed from that. You know, with so much love, maybe, you know, when I say this, it's like maybe you lost your way just for a little while. It's kind of trying to find that footing again. I'm going to take one more. Yeah, see? Page of Wands. There's holding the staff again. It's almost like you're entering into this arena with fresh eyes, with childlike wonder. You're starting to see and understand how the divine is operating in your world, right? You're starting to understand that maybe you do have spirit guides and archangels and ancestors that watch over you. You're perhaps even just like for the first time entertaining the idea of it. Maybe you haven't before, or you have entertained the idea and you've wanted it, but maybe you're just now starting to see evidence of it, because your spirit guides will show you evidence. They will show you evidence. Synchronicities, signs, symbols, number synchronicities, repeating numbers. They're going to show you evidence of your connection to them. And it's kind of like, this is the thing, once we turn this card upside down, the High Priestess, it's like once you lift the veil from your eyes, you can't go back. Like you can't go back into the, it's like you're quantum jumping, right? You cannot go back to the old world that you lived in when you didn't see these things. So once you open that door, it's like you see it everywhere. Everywhere. The universe is constantly talking to us. We just have to be paying attention. And I think you're really embracing that. It's just like, you have my attention, Spirit. I understand that this is a new beginning, but maybe I feel like a child again. I don't feel like I'm in control. I don't feel like I know everything, and I want to know everything. But Spirit's saying, you're exactly where you need to be. You're holding the staff. You're holding the wand. You're holding the wand that we gave you. So trust in it. You know what you're doing. Have patience. The next card out, number 4, which corresponds to the Emperor card in the Major Arcana, Aries energy. Although there is a crab on here, which suggests Cancer as well. This is a Cancer card in this particular deck. The word is speculation. Cancer's down there. Speculation. You can see this all-knowing eye. Definitely reminds me of the all-knowing eye. These depictions, they have a very specific kind of aesthetic, and this particular aesthetic reminds me of the Freemasons. So you could be a Mason, you could have Mason roots or Mason connections, right? Masons are very esoteric and steeped in the esoteric. Speculation. This is now you're in this place of exploration. Your third eye is opening, and now it's just about, okay, how do I approach it? My third eye is open. What does that mean? What does it mean that I'm getting these weird visions, or I'm seeing these synchronicities? What does it all mean? What does it all mean? To that, I would say, it comes in time. I can't tell you what it all means. I can just tell you to pay attention. It was very funny. I went to out to eat with my sister and my brother-in-law and like one of my closest friends just today, and we were talking about a very specific thing that we saw online. To cut the story short, it was Benny Blanco, who's a music producer, right? Very famous. Talking about another very famous music producer, Rick Rubin, who, if you have never read The Creative Act by Rick Rubin, highly recommend the audiobook. He narrates it. It's incredible. He's one of the most prolific music producers of our time, and he's such a wise sage. But he is self-proclaimed. He's like, I'm not a musician. I don't know how to read music. I don't know how to play music. I don't know how to be a sound engineer. No, none of that. What does he know? He knows his taste. And he's confident in himself. And he's confident in his ability to intuit. So much of that book is about intuition. So he and Benny Blanco tells the story, and he said, yeah, I was producing a song with, like, I don't even remember, Ed Sheeran or somebody, producing a song, and I sent it to Rick, or I had Rick listen to it, and Rick said, this song feels, this song makes me feel orange. And Benny Blanco's like, what does that mean? Like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? And Rick Rubin simply looked at him and said, you'll figure it out, and walked away. Like, what is that? How do you even, what do you even do with that? This song makes me feel orange. This song feels orange. It's not a criticism. I don't know what it is. It's an observation of his own device, right? But then they ran with it. They said, okay, it makes him feel orange. Is that the feeling that we're going for? What feeling are we going for in this song? And then they, edited it, they revised it, they refined it, turned into a #1 hit. So it's this process of acknowledgement that your perspective on the world is uniquely yours, and your connection to spirit is uniquely yours. Your spirit guides, your connection to the divine, your aspect as a divine being. No one can replace it. No one can imitate you. You are unique. It's talking about, and Spirit's talking about this sense of what is your unique contribution to the world. Right? So that's where the speculation comes in. You're starting to see things, get messages, hear messages, and just like, okay, what do I do with all this information? It's for you to uncover. It's for you to unpack. There are some messages that I have gotten over the past 5 years since my spiritual awakening. I still haven't quite figured them out, but I always think about them. Why did Spirit show that to me? Some of them I still haven't figured out, but I have faith. I'll understand it when I'm supposed to understand it. But Spirit showed it to me for a reason, and I haven't forgotten it. Right? So that's kind of these really, really esoteric thoughts you've been having. And I think Eight of Swords in reverse kind of further clarifies that, right? Eight of Swords in the upright talks about anxiety and analysis paralysis, trapped and bound within our own thoughts. The card is in reverse though, so it's kind of like liberation. Taking the blindfold off, opening up the third eye, opening up our eyes, that third eye, putting ourselves out there, asking questions, right? This is a #4 card here. The Emperor energy. The Emperor is a, divine masculine, power of all 4 kings, goes out there, does things, asks questions, conquers, pools resources, makes things happen, mover, shaker, entrepreneur, risk taker, but calculated risk taker. So I think that you're really trying to step into or lean into your spiritual gifts. I'm going to pull another one from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun to clarify. Thank you, Spirit. 3 cards came out. I'll take them. #9, domination. #10, control. #11, innovation. Now, let me tell you, you are reading #7 of this series. First time I've used this deck. You got 9, 10, 11 in succession. Do you know how many times I have shuffled this deck? And Spirit telling you right here. See, here's your synchronicity, 9, 10, 11. Look at how many cards are in this deck. It's amazing. Thank you, Spirit. But domination, control, innovation, well, that certainly feels like Emperor energy if I ever saw it, right? But this kind of feels a little problematic, can be a little problematic. Just this juxtaposition of religious iconography with the word domination. It's like, kind of what's ruling our lives, what's ruling our thoughts. Are we have our hands tied behind our backs, or are we feeling like we can conquer the world? So, you know, especially with these religious symbols here, and it could be any religious symbols, these are just examples, right? Once we start to open up the spiritual doors, the esoteric doors, sometimes those ideas don't always align with organized religion. That could be something that you're calling into question right now. I'm not calling it into question for you, but that could be something that you yourself are calling into question. What did I grow up with in my life? The belief system that I had, that my parents taught me, that my church, my mosque, my temple taught me, the religious texts that I've read, the sermons that I've listened to, what have you. Is it all true? Is it all a lie? What is it? Not saying either way, but you're just becoming a little more, stepping into your own agency, your own autonomy, and you're asking those questions, right? And then it could be, you know, this interesting sense of control. I mean, Virgo, you think are very comfortable with this energy, especially when you're the one in control, right? It's interesting though. Well, we see an Ouroboros, which is the snake eating itself, kind of the cycles of life and death and rebirth. But I'm interested more in the way that this character, which maybe is supposed to be representative of God, right? He's kind of on the earth right now, but you see how his hands are crossed, his eyes are closed? It's almost like even God is in deep meditation sometimes. Even he has to take a time out. This is what I feel like. Even God is weary. I don't know. Maybe the idea of God is weary to you. Take it as it resonates, but I am very fascinated by this. It's a calm energy. It's very calm. You have the cherubs, the seraphim, kind of over his shoulders. It is, though, this sense of isolation, right? Well, Spirit just said, do you think God gets lonely? That's an interesting thought. I never had that thought before. I'm Buddhist, so I don't necessarily think about things like related to God in that way. I think about the divine. Maybe that's kind of a version of God, I don't know. But like, I never thought about it like that. Maybe that's something you've asked yourself. Does God get lonely the way that I get lonely? You're asking these deep questions. Deep, deep, deep questions. Number 11, which corresponds to the Justice card, Libra energy, the major arcana. Karmic justice, karmic balance. The word is innovation. Okay, so now that I'm having all of these divine downloads and thoughts and musings and creative insights, what do I do with it? Now, how many times have I asked myself? You know, Spirit has blessed me time and time and time again, and it's just like, what do I do with it? Am I doing the right thing? Am I in the right place? I do question that a lot. I shouldn't question it so much. But it's almost like I just want to check in. It's like I want to check in with God. I just want to check in. Are we on the right path? This is the thing, right? Your angels here are always by your side. They'll make sure that you're on the right path, even if it seems kind of difficult at the time. It's like just checking in with yourself. Interesting. There's so many diamond shapes. See, there's diamond shape. Diamond. So the diamonds in the tarot, I believe, correspond to the swords cards, the Swords energy. So 4 swords so far in this reading would suggest a time of rest and recuperation. There's something that you are needing to heal, and at least for one specific Virgo I know, you need to sit your butt down, rest. But they're Virgo, so they're stubborn. No offense. I'm a Cancer. I was going to say Capricorn. I'm not a Capricorn. I'm a Cancer. Maybe you have Capricorn placements in your chart. Stubborn. But lovingly, right? Sometimes you have to be stubborn so you don't fall prey to like peer pressure and stuff. My stubbornness has come through for me more than it hasn't. My stubbornness has got me into places and kept me out of trouble at the same time, right? So, but I see that 4 of Swords energy being referenced here. Rest and recuperation after heartbreak and loss and disappointment. So there's something to that. Take it as it resonates. We end here, number 1, the Restlessness card. Well, another, I mean, talking about stubborn, it's kind of like you don't want to sit still. You're telling me that I need to sit still, but I don't want to. I don't want to sit still. I have so much to do, so much to conquer, so many places to go. I see this kind of compass energy here. Compass also, this is not the compass that the Masons refer to. It's a different kind of compass. But I feel like somebody has an attachment to Freemasonry. Some Virgo out there has an attachment. This Restlessness card. So number 1 in the major arcana corresponds to the Magician, which is Virgo and Gemini energy. So Magician is all about manifestation, using all of the suits of the tarot to your advantage, right? The things, there are resources, the inspiration, the finances, the creativity, the heart, the mind, using all of those in tandem to move and shake and make things happen. So yeah, you're constantly on the go. You constantly want to make things happen. You know where you want to go. It's not that you haven't been clear about that, but it's almost like Spirit saying, slow down. Hanged Man in reverse. This is Pisces and Virgo energy. Just want to show you too. Here, look at this kind of hand gesture. A big truck, moving truck just went by, and the word on the side was helix. Helix, like DNA, double helix. That's interesting. Never saw that. It's like a moving company or something. Never saw that truck in my entire life. So it's a very specific word, helix. I don't know how that's relevant, but I don't have to know. I just have to say it. Hanged Man. In the upright, this is the card in the upright, talks about needing to take a huge perspective, take a time out, make the sacrifice. We need to just gain a viewpoint because that's far away, because we're so close. We're so close we can't see things clearly, right? Almost kind of like this, right? He's above earth here, and God or whomever is above earth here. Jesus. Okay, something to it. Spirit just gave me the image of me astral projecting when I astral projected to the, one time I astral projected to the space station. I've told that story before, but it was not on purpose. I was astral projecting outside my body, and I had just learned about what astral projection was. I thought it was all sleep paralysis. And it was the first time when I really, truly, I was like, I'm just gonna let go. Like, if this is my last night on earth, I'm just gonna let go. And when I let go, and I let go of fear or whatever, my soul was just like flung out of my body. The next thing I knew, I was looking out a porthole down onto planet Earth in it like this, literally like this. And I could feel myself leaning against the glass. And as soon as I looked out, swoop, right back into my body. And I was never the same after that. That's when I knew there was life after death for me. Like, I can't convince you of that. But that's when I started to, you know, so when no one wants to die and no one wants to, I mean, have these morbid thoughts, but like, there's something beyond this life that for me, I know. And so, like, having all these thoughts, right? What is beyond? What is outside of our consciousness right now? And I feel as though you're really trying to approach that energy. You're trying to ask yourself that question. Do the dance. But it's like you want to know all the answers now. Make it make sense now, what I'm going through. Make it make sense now. It's not how it works. Yeah, see? 2 of Swords in the reverse. You know, no longer, there's that blindfold again, right? This is the stagnant energy. I mean, you are lifting out of this stagnant energy, this stuck energy. You are lifting out of it. But there is this sense of impatience, right? And, you know, restlessness and patience. The answers will come. It's wrapped up in this new beginning. It's wrapped up in this new phase in your life. Spirit is wanting to remind you, approach this phase of your life with childlike eyes. Be open. Don't make assumptions about what should be happening. Just be open. Here's the Justice card. Right, that's the reference here, 1111. There's that blindfold again. But it's a different kind of blindfold, isn't it? Justice is blind. There's a sense of openness about that because it's like Spirit saying don't have any prejudice, don't have any expectation about what's coming next. Be open. Karmic balance is coming in for you. That's your reading, Virgo. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Virgo.